All people on earth want to be happy, but what do we really mean when we talk about happiness? Usually we want to achieve and retain certain sensations, such as joy or fun, but something constantly prevents us. Almost always, the phrase, "I just want to be happy," is followed by one but, describing the source of unhappiness. Money problems, relationship problems, health problems. Life seems to be doing everything possible, from minor troubles to major disasters, so that our happiness is fleeting at best, and at worst completely inaccessible. What a cruel paradox! We are programmed to desire happiness, but we are doomed to a life full of struggle that makes it unattainable. But what if this paradox is based on a misconception of what happiness is? In fact, almost everything that folk wisdom knows about him is based on myths. And if you step over them, anyone can become happier. Even against the background of suffering, we know what happiness is like. It includes emotions such as joy, love and interest, just as unhappiness includes fear, sadness, disgust, and anger. However, calling happiness itself a feeling is a big mistake. It's like saying that your job and money are the same thing. You need a job for which you are paid, and how much you earn may indicate your professional effectiveness. But to reduce work only to money would be wrong and upsetting. Similarly, your emotional state simultaneously stems from your well-being and helps to ensure it, but is not identical to it. Happiness is more than a series of neurological signals that help you feel safe, alive, and able to reproduce. Where can I find a recipe for real happiness? It would seem that everything is so simple, be happy and that's it. But then a great many questions immediately arise. Are there eternal rules of happiness that can be found in books? And do we understand them correctly? What is necessary for happiness? What is the meaning of our material life? The point is to know in this world all the refractions of God's love for us and for everything that exists. At the same time, learning does not mean studying theory at all, but practical comprehension of love in events, circumstances, relationships characteristic of the material world. This is the daily life of each of us. The most important thing is to comprehend love in our world, and therefore the highest joy from it. This is possible only when this love is directed at another, embodied, intelligent spirit. Living in the material world, we inevitably comprehend in practice the interaction with each other on the basis of love. If it succeeds, we get the highest joy and enjoyment. It is not only us who receive it, but also the Creator through each of us. After all, He is inside us. And just as He had to create us in order to manifest and comprehend His own love, to enjoy it, so we can do the same. But only by showing this feeling to someone, starting with yourself. That is, with love for your soul, but not for your body, as many believe. The material world was created so that we could experience the multifaceted love of the Almighty for our creatures here, to know it by radiating it by other intelligent spirits. At the same time, since we are His particles, then, in fact, by this He Himself comprehends His own love through us, receiving, like us, more and more pleasure from His own love. Love the world you live in as yourself, and since we are a part of the Creator, you will love Him through this part. To put it even simpler, have fun giving pleasure to the world around you. Many people would like everything to be smooth in life. To do this, everyone needs to think about it and look at themselves from the outside. There are laws that are pointless and stupid to argue with. They work with everyone in all conditions. Simple rules for happiness to be near you. Suffering is a stupid and useless activity. Man is created only for happiness, not for suffering. Helping the world. Improve yourself. Use your talents. Extend a helping hand to those who are nearby and who ask for it. Remember, by helping someone, we help ourselves. The more warmth and kindness we radiate, the better our lives and the lives of our loved ones become. This simple law is able to get rid of troubles very quickly. Everyone knows how to love. Give your warmth and love and it will come back to you. Well-being will be in all spheres of life. There is nothing accidental. There can be no accidents. Otherwise, the basic law of the universe will be violated. And this is the law of conservation of energy. But the system that looks like chaos is perfect. Remember that all our thoughts, words and actions have consequences, both the good and the bad. Try to maintain balance by radiating goodness. Think positively. If faith, hope and love settle in our thoughts, then everything begins to play with new colors, and everything will be fine. With a bad mood, nothing makes sense. Be calm. Always stay calm, and in return, you will be given joy and happiness. If we believe in it, then everything will get better. That's what's going to happen. For faith is the greatest driving force. Faith and love. Listen to yourself. We have answers to all our questions. The main thing is to hear the voice of justice and goodness in your heart in time. Believe me, you are loved. Even when we commit evil and thoughtless acts, you always have hope for forgiveness. There is a power that loves us no matter what. If we condemn others, then we will certainly be condemned. If we cheat, then we will be deceived. Treat others the way you want them to treat you. A person is to blame for all his troubles himself. Bad thoughts, resentment, anger, wrong decisions always change life for the worse. We have everything to live well. A person doesn't need much to live. Not as much as we used to think. Be merciful. Take pity on the evil man. Smile at the cruel and never, ever be like them. Engage in self-development. If we don't develop, then we harm ourselves. A stop in development entails unhappiness. Not for anything, but for what? This means that everything happens to us for a reason. Any difficulties are just lessons that will make us better. Faith in something big can create a miracle, even in the most desperate situation. There are two ways of human development. One path is the one that someone is trying to lead us along. This is the path of technocracy. They think so. Why emotions? Why family, love, knowledge, beauty, harmony? The second way is to raise the frequency of our vibrations by uniting with the world around us, including people. And the path of love brings humanity closer to the Creator. But which path you choose is your business. Because we live on a planet of free choice. But if we open our eyes, we will see that this free choice is becoming less and less. And we all squeeze it all the time. Avoid low vibration streams coming from movies, books, music, as well as emotions such as fear, anger, envy, lust and other emotions that lower the overall vibrational background of the system. During the optimization period of our subtle plans, it is necessary to avoid sudden drops in the vibration background. Maintain control over the forms that come and go in your thoughts. Mentally block out all negative forms that appear on the surface of consciousness. Believe me, it's not very difficult. Once we have realized the negative form, it is necessary to remove the focus of our attention from it, and she will leave. In the absence of our attention, the mental form cannot exist. Where our attention is directed is where our energy flows. We are vibrating beings at certain frequencies. Each vibration is equivalent to a feeling in the vibrational world. There are two types of vibrations, positive and negative. Any feeling causes us to emit a vibration, which can be positive or negative. Every thought radiates a frequency into the universe, and this frequency returns to its origins. In the event that we have negative thoughts, such as despondency, sadness, anger, fear, then it all comes back to us. It is very important to take care of the quality of your thoughts, and they learn to cultivate more positive thoughts. The people around us directly affect the purity of our vibrations. If we surround ourselves with happy, positive and determined people, then we will synchronize with this vibration and enter into it. But if we surround ourselves with people who complain, gossip, and are pessimistic, then we need to be more careful. They can reduce your vibration frequency and therefore prevent you from using the law of attraction to your advantage. If we listen to music that talks about death, betrayal, sadness, abandonment, then it will interfere with how we feel. Pay attention to the text of the music. Text can also reduce the frequency of your vibrations. Remember, we attract into our lives exactly what we feel, what we are looking at. When we look at programs that deal with unhappiness, betrayal, the brain accepts this as reality and releases its chemistry into our body, which affects the frequency of our vibrations. Look at things that give you pleasure and help you vibrate at a higher frequency. Enjoy the world, the flowers, the trees, the animals, the river. If we spend a long time in a messy and dirty environment, then this also affects the frequency of our vibrations. Therefore, improve what surrounds you. Organize and clean up your surrounding atmosphere. Show everyone that you are capable of getting much more. Take care of what you already have. If we affirm or speak incorrectly about things and people, it affects the frequency of our vibrations. And in order to keep the frequency at a high level, it is important to get rid of the habit of complaining and speaking ill of others. Avoid drama and bullying. Take responsibility for our life choices. Gratitude is a habit that we must introduce into our lives. Start thanking for everything, for the good things, for the experiences that we have experienced. Gratitude opens the door to positive events. We need to learn to pay attention to what we think about during the day and what we feel at the same time. And this is our first step to establish our dominant thoughts and feelings. The second step is to realize what exactly happens when we experience certain feelings. It is necessary to accept people and the whole world without appreciation. There is nothing accidental about it. We must look at the world through the eyes of love. It is necessary to strive to hold these vibrations now. It is possible for people to match the frequencies of the earth, no matter how high they rise. Any thought we think repeatedly is an affirmation. A person should try to make our information positive. All we think about in our hearts is a kind of prayer. Every thought, every word, every emotion, every feeling has its own frequency of vibration. That is why everything depends on what quality of emotions, thoughts, and words a person carries in himself. Such an energetic frequency of vibrations is contained in him. Remember that gratitude is 45 Hz. Don't you have anything to be grateful for? Let's learn to appreciate what we have, to thank more often. After all, many people dream of a life like ours, to thank for what came true and for what did not come true. We don't know what the consequences would be. We always have what we need at a given moment in life. Be open, grateful, merciful. Give yourself and this world unconditional love. Forgiveness is the only liberating force in the universe. Look at the world through the eyes of love. The meaning of physical life is to comprehend God's love for us and to receive pleasure from spiritual life, thanks to the opportunity to radiate this love through ourselves to the spirits of all kinds and forms around us. Have fun with the world around us.